Today I am joined by Pat Comerford here on Racing X. Pat plays a huge role in the Dubai World Cup Racing Week. But Pat, before we get into your role here, I need you to confirm or deny, did you used to cheer home favourites with a fellow colleague of mine on the BetEasy trading floor?
Yeah, that's correct. Thank you, Bella. It's great to be joining you. And look, Rich and I go way back, quite to the early days, I'd say, of when I obviously finished school, started horse racing. You know, it was a great job during university. You meet some wonderful characters on the betting room platforms, and we obviously shared an office with BetEasy back in the days. So it's great to obviously reconnect with Rich, and great to be joining you as well. I mean, it's welcome to Dubai. It's going to be a wonderful week of racing, and yeah, second season here for me. So looking forward to what's going to unfold on Saturday night.
It's going to be a magical week, and you can see behind us the race course and everything. The atmosphere is just huge already, and we still have so much more to come. But on your journey within the industry, you have quite an extensive resume from broadcast to now commentating races. Can you tell me a little bit about how this all flourished for you?
Yeah, look, it's a very random story. I mean, a lot of people have that sort of entry into racing through, I guess, a family connection or someone who was directly involved with the industry. My path to race calling was a bit different. I just was in the right place at the right time. I was very fortunate to pick up a job as a race caller in Alice Springs in Central Australia when they were short of a commentator, and I was up there doing a breakfast radio gig. So it was something that eventuated out of nothing, really. I was just right place, right time, and it's not the usual intro into race calling, but was able to make a career out of it, which has been able to see me, travel around the last sort of 8 years or across sort of 4 or 5 countries and make a living out of it. I don't take it for granted. It's a wonderful job, and it's something that keeps life exciting. So Dubai's been the latest stop, and hopefully the journey can continue.
It's incredible to think about how far this racing industry can take you. Like you said, from Alice Springs now to Meydan, it's quite a journey. What have been some key highlights for you along the way?
Look, I think, the first real key highlight, apart from my initial employment, I think when I got the job in New Zealand with TAB Trackside, that was a big momentous occasion for me. I think because it was probably the time that I was actually able to say, you know what, I this is my full-time job now. Like, this is a job, and this is a profession that I'm very much committing to. And I mean, the stuff that I learnt there in that time through, countless trial days and opportunities in both the radio station and also on TV as well, to really sort of change my career platform over from music radio, which is what I was doing at the time, to racing focused. It was a big change for me. That was probably the moment where I was like, okay, this is now a chance for me to make something great out of this, and hopefully continue on with it. I won't deny that COVID probably was a big factor that's helped me sort of progress through from here to Singapore and now here to Dubai. It's become obviously a lot harder with people during during COVID times with families and moving around multiple people to be able to travel around and do things. As a young single person, who's traveling as a party of one, now a party of two with obviously my fiance as well, it makes it a lot easier for you to be marketable to people, because it's just a lot less of a headache to be able to get people around. So I think that's been a big factor in helping me improve and progress through. And yeah, look, I'm very fortunate to be in this job here. You see the caliber of horses that we've got running here this weekend. 13 nations bringing their runners here. It's going to be very exciting.
Speaking of the caliber of horses here, obviously Romantic Warrior, he is a legend already, but should he win the Dubai Turf, he could become immortal. How does it make you feel as a race caller, knowing that for generations to come, people could be listening to your call?
Yeah, look, it's daunting. It certainly is. I mean, it wouldn't be right if you weren't a commentator who didn't get nervous about the fact that you are calling these moments that could be remembered for a very long time. But I mean, that's what we do it for. That's what we love about it. we got to call him already in the Jebel Hatter. He was unbelievable there. But this run, obviously following his wonderful performance in the Saudi Cup, running a close second to Forever Young, we'll see him come back here and hopefully run a really good race here in the Dubai turf. And I see him being very, very hard to beat. But look, 2 years ago I got to see him in Hong Kong running in the Champions and Chater Cup, and he got beat there by Russian Emperor on that day. I never thought I'd see him. I never thought I'd see him race again, let alone be calling him. So that's it's an amazing. It's amazing to have that position to do so.
It's just incredible. And for someone who I don't think I could ever call a race, could you explain to our audience if there is if that's something that they would want to fall into, what's the progression like? How do you sort of learn from trial days to race days?
Look, so I mean, it's been a bit of a different build up for me compared to others. I mean, when most people start, they sort of get an idea they want to do it at sort of 10 years old, 11 years old. I speak to a lot of guys who are doing the same job, and that they were the normal sort of progression, in the grandstand with a dictaphone, calling back and getting people to listen to your commentaries. I did that, but I had to do that quite late. I, funnily enough, actually got a job calling races first, realised that there was a lot of things that I needed to work on, and then going to New Zealand was an opportunity for me to sort of fine tune that. But in regards to people wanting to get involved into it, I mean, as much as the commentating is the big thing, I mean, the first thing that you need to learn is recall. You've got to have that ability to memorise a field, but also forget a field, because you're going to have multiple horses that are going to be running in the same colours all the time. So, I mean, recall's a big thing. That's probably at first and foremost. That's the thing that you need to get on top of, because it needs to be something that you can just do. Yeah. And then once that's out of the way, then you can focus on the actual call at hand and fine tuning, the things that make the race exciting and also accuracy as well. So, if you've got a photographic memory and you've got an ability to learn a field nice and quickly, or you can practice to do that, I think that's the first step for sure.
Yep. And obviously that vocalization. Do you have a sponsorship from Strepsils yet?
No, I don't, unfortunately. I thought that story last year with World Horse Racing would have got me at least an email, but unfortunately it didn't branch out that far. But
I'll make sure to tag them in
yeah,
the video.
Exactly. Hopefully we can. But no, look, I mean, vocal, keeping your voice as I guess protected as possible is a big thing. I'm the first person to admit that I'm a very loud person. I'm very extroverted, and sometimes I can
probably helps with the job.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I can talk a lot, and you go out and socialise, and you'll find that you wake up the next morning and you go, geez, I did a lot of talking last night. At the back end of the season here, we've got 65 meetings here in the UAE, and a lot of times we're racing 4 times a week. So at the back end of those meetings, you can find yourself being quite, it takes a toll on your vocal cords. So it's especially Dubai World Cup week, a lot of socialising. It's you've got to be very mindful to sort of look after yourself and make sure that you take the proper preparation and give yourself all that chance to just look after yourself, and it's a big factor that makes sure that you're in tip-top order for doing the best job possible.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, we'll let you rest your vocal cords. Thank you so much for joining us here on Racing X, and best of luck. I hope you just have an awesome time.
Yeah, thank you, Bella, and it's great to have Racing X here in Dubai. We're looking forward to the week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.